off the tip. Going to look at the third team out there for this semi-final, the three officials. Mr. Georgiev from Norway, Mr. Lasses from Sweden, and Dominguez from Mexico. And you know these three would have done a great job across the tournament to be recognized in getting a semi-final game. So 4 of the best teams in the competition and 2 of the best refereeing crews will do the semi-finals. Going to get a chance to look at the rosters in a moment, and this Russian roster first is going to be highlighted by Maria Vadeva. She's just a phenomenal talent on the inside. She leads them in 3 static categories: her efficiency, her points and rebounds. And this lineup is deep in terms of they're playing minutes, 7 players from Kursk. So there's a lot of continuity and a lot of players who really do have futures in the game.
Yeah, there are, and Russia's federation has done a really good job with this younger generation, and it started with their clubs. You know, here you see the starting 5, and these women know each other because they played together at the club level for a long time now. I mean, there's a ton of talent there, and they're tall. They're incredibly tall. So, you know, that could give Canada a little bit of a struggle.
Well, and you mentioned, though, the need for this Canadian team to be aggressive and attack the Russian lineup. Their lateral speed may be an issue, but this Canadian roster, you know them better than anybody. But again, it's the strength is the group. Yeah,
it really is. And these women know each other. They've played with each other, and you see them enjoy playing with each other. And it's a pride. And, you know, I think Canada is known for that, playing with pride and really wearing their heart on their sleeve and getting after every ball. And they know that's what they're going to have to do here tonight.
Well, that starting lineup is going to give up a lot in size, and it's going to have to play this game quickly. It's going to have to make sure this game does not become just pounded inside. So it's interesting to see that quick lineup on the floor for Canada. Obviously, there's the intent there to try and disrupt Russia in the half court.
Yeah, you know, Canada does an incredibly good job of getting to the free throw line because they are aggressive and athletic. Their Achilles heel in this tournament, though, has been their free throw shooting. You would hate to see, you know, it come down to the end and that sort of bite them. Or, you know what, maybe this is their breakout game. For the tournament, they're only shooting 50.9%. I mean, you can't even say that's bad. That is horrible. That's a horrible shooting percentage. And you know, they're getting there 23 times a game. So
well, there's never any guarantees in this sport, but one guarantee in this: if they shoot 50% today, they're not going to be in a gold medal game. But it's one of those scenarios where, for me, you throw statistics to an extent out of the window when it comes to these sort of moments. If the player's going to step up, it's the same as free throw stats in the last minute of a game.
Yeah,
it's the pressure of the moment, who responds. And the great thing about these age group competitions is you don't know how these guys are going to respond to this pressure, because they get very few opportunities on this stage. Senior internationals, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
It's always going to be difficult with these kids.
Exactly. And, you know, these young players haven't been in this situation. You know, Canada wasn't in the semifinals 2 years ago. So as far as a little bit of experience, I think Russia has the edge on Canada. If you're talking about just kind of big international experience and playing in big-time games, you know. I mean, Vadeva, she played at Eurobasket, not just this summer, but the summer, 2 summers before that as well. She has a EuroLeague crown with Dynamo Kursk. So do some of her other teammates. So they know what it's like to play in big, big games. And I'm not taking away anything from Canada and the development and what Canada does, but the high school level basketball is very different than these women playing professionally. Let's put it that way.
Well, wherever you are, hold on to your hats. It's the semi-final of the Women's Under-19 World Cup, and Russia will get a first look at the offensive end. And Canada show aggression on the man-to-man. Penetration down the middle, the floater is good. And a tremendous turn of the corner. And the first points of the game ticket over for Russia, and Ziavalova gets the first 2. Interesting to see the tempo that this Canadian team put on the floor. High pick and roll, open foul line, jump shot is no good. Great work on the glass, but Vadeva just owns it. And Russia will get it into the half court. Zavialova in. It's a lot of action. Straight down the gut into the post. Double team inside, outside. The three is gone, is buried. Well, there's the double team you talked about before the game, but Grudachuk just knocked down the three.
And, you know, Canada is so concerned by the Russian bigs that that's their game plan right now. And, you know, Russia's hit their first 2 shots, and it's been from the guards.
And Russia again just clean up, and Musina gets her first rebound stat.
First of many tonight, that's for sure. Her, the diva.
It over, a long way, really extending the floor. Richard goes inside. We've seen it go on baseline, nowhere to go. Great defensive effort. Baseline sealed, everyone stayed at home, and there was no pass. With 5 on the possession, Russia are on the end line. We've seen it just had nowhere to go. Good defensive series by Canada. Well, the three has gone, buried, and they're hot. And Sherring just knocks down the three out of the out of bounds. A little bit of a soft out of bounds play, and 100% from the floor. And this Russian team, well, we talked about them inside, 2 threes right off the bat. Canada try to answer a three as long, and we got a holding foul underneath. Musina is going to be called for the personal. And Laisa Musina picks up the first foul of the afternoon.
Russia isn't a strong three-point shooting team. You know, they only make just under 6 a game, so to already have 2, you know, they're feeling good. They're feeling comfortable.
From the corner is good, nothing but string. And Jerome just got her feet set beautifully, knocks down the three, and that'll settle down Canada.
And, you know, that's why Carly Clark hasn't called a timeout for Canada here. It's a long game,
Yep.
You know. They're 100% for the field. You're going to be all right.
Beautiful interchange. But Diva can't complete the play, but Musina on the penetration just showed a great handle. Musina is 192. 19-year-old power forward just has it all. Ball's deflected. And Zavialova. And the great rotation from the help. And the ball will still belong to Russia. And you can see Canada trying to play this quick defensively. Rotation is good. They're trying to really keep the tempo high.
Yeah, and they've kind of mixed things up a little bit. You've seen them double, you've seen them not, you know, they've switched also. So they're definitely trying to mix things up and make things a little confusing for Russia.
Zavialova with the three is long. Chance for Canada in transition. First chance to run. Ball will kick it. Short jump shot in transition is good, and that's Haley Brown gets the 2, but the excellent secondary options in the break.
And I think that's the pace that Canada needs to play at. You know, it's sort of that semi-transition feel to it. I think they could really punish Russia there.
Foul away from the ball as Musina had it on the three-point line, and it tells you a lot about this Canadian team that there's no panic in that amazing start by Russia. No, you know, battered an eyelid. They've just knuckled down, got their defensive effort exactly where they want it. They score in transition. First substitution of the game, and they're going to have to rotate off that Canadian bench if they're going to keep that defensive intensity. As here gets into the game. 2 is no good. Defensive rebound, chance to run for Canada again. And here puts it on the floor, goes down the middle. Great second step, but took a tough one. And Vadiva has a chance to push. Well, the end of the break is long, and we got a whistle. And Zavialova wasn't shy about pulling up on the break and trying to hit the 2. Didn't really see the foul away from the basketball, but
you know, if you have the kind of rebounders that Musina and Vadiva are, those sort of transition shots, knowing that your bigs are sort of trailing the play, it's not a bad shot because, look, you know, technically they got an offensive rebound. I mean, they got a foul, so they got the ball back. So it's really not a bad shot in transition.
No. And as you say, with that sort of size, you should shoot with a lot of confidence. Vadiva going to work. Seeing the offensive rebound going up, and one. Well, where do you start? The double team came to Vadiva, Noah rotated. And Musina gets to the offensive glass. And Jerome picks up her first personal. And that's the question that's being asked of this Canadian team. You do a great job forcing Vadiva to miss. then you've got to take care of it on the defensive boards. Completes the three-point play.
You know, and I think that was decent defense for Canada.
Yeah.
But like you said, you need to have the rotation. You need to box out. You know these Russians can rebound.
Paul has it. Will back out. Hall with 5 on the possession. Little hesitation, nice move. Again, doesn't, blows the float, a beautiful little hesitation, and did everything on the complicated bit and then just blew the layup. The little floater came up long. And we've seen a touch, she gets so many touches. Pick and roll, puts it on the floor. Stepping through, takes the top line, block, big time athletic play. And Canada in transition. Real energy off the bench, Hall has it. Goes inside with the over-the-head pass and turns it over. Russia come the other way. You just got to love the effort that Canada's putting in defensively. But Russia, there's no stopping and feeling sorry for yourself on the block. Quick release on the 2. Looked like some contact. We've seen is just a machine on the glass.
She really is, and she's not jumping high. She's just so smart. She reads the ball. She knows where it's going to come off the rim.
Kolik had a look, gives it up. They go inside, poor pass, but Eva came over the top. And I think that Zavialova will say, yeah, this has been a bit too up and down. Let's get into the half court.
But that's the kind of game that Canada has to play if they want to win. I think they need to try and tire out Vadeeva and Musina in the transition type of a game.
Oh, Musina goes with the left hand, goes to the hoop for 2. Oh, Musina's listed as a power forward. She's playing like a small forward at the moment. Great handle with the left hand, great finish. Jerome outside, moves it on. The 3 is short, defensive rebound is Sharon, and Russia will take some time with it again, get it into the half court. Sharon out top. We've seen her again, good things happen when she's got the ball.
And if you notice, every play literally goes through her. She at some point gets a touch or finishes with it.
Oh, it's a tremendous pass. They blow it on the layup. Sharon just had 2 points just for the off, for just wide open. Hall.
See, and this is where
Forced the shot after the decent defensive effort. I mean, he has really brought some energy. He's just got to show a little bit more composure.
keep in mind, she is only 16.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she's a talent.
You know, this is a 19 and under tournament, and she's of the younger age here at this tournament.
Hall in transition will attack it. Great decision, gets fouled. And the defense never got set, and Hall just took it straight out. And that's the sort of aggressive play you've been talking about right from before tip. And Canada will take the timeout. They trail it 13-5.
You know, if you're looking at the stats and you're a stats person, really, you've already given up 4 offensive rebounds. And there's still 3 minutes and 44 seconds left in the first quarter. You know, you're going to give up 20 a game almost at this pace. And you know, so everyone has to rebound. I mean, it's not just the post trying to cover the posts. You have to have your guards rebounding down.
And we're just letting them flow past us.
Well, it's interesting that it's a great timeout in terms of her just being calm, but she's really, let's be patient. Yeah, we want to push it, but if we haven't got it, let's be patient, because they can't give Russia the chance to dominate and run the other way.
Agreed. And, you know, I think, you know, we talked about, I do believe that Canada is more athletic and faster, and that, I'm talking that semi-transition pace, not just every single time, but when that you don't have that, you also have to find your advantages. And I do think maybe taking a Vadeeva or a Musina off the dribble, because they don't like to really guard out at the three-point line. They're not comfortable with that. So I think that's somewhere that Canada needs to maybe put a little bit more pressure on them. And, you know, we saw, I liked Abby Hare's last take, but she picked up the dribble too early. If she maybe kept it one more dribble or made a strong move once she did pick it up, but she let Vadeeva get back, and Vadeeva's smart. I mean, she knows you picked up your dribble. She knows how to crowd you, cover you. You're not going to get an easy shot.
Hannah Hoare has already shown that she's got the ability to challenge the defense, goes to the free throw line. And she won't want me to read out these, she's one of the better free throw shooters at 60%. and no one wants to be the best free throw shooter if you're only shooting 60, but she's gonna go 1 for 2. But she really has shown that she can take this Russian defense off the dribble. And that's got to be a good sign for Canada going forward. Russia in the half court. Vadiva just wants it. Inside, outside, throws it away. They're going to call the foul. Holding foul, I think, on Vadiva as she tried to kick the ball to the wing. And without putting too fine a point, if you just look at Vadiva, it is like a woman playing with girls to an extent, because she's a major talent in the senior game, and here she is in an age group semi-final.
Yeah, I mean, this woman is used to playing against and with some of the best players in the world.
Right, well, that on cue comes up with the offensive rebound, keeps it up high. Just great little pivot, great touch on the finish, and opens it out to a 15-6 lead. Shayna Pellington has checked in for Canada. Connor has it at top. Pennington puts it on the draw, goes with the left hand, goes inside, has to come back for the tough turnaround. And you've got to think she'd have been better taking it up on the dribble. As soon as she gets stopped and you have to go over the bigger Russian player, it's going to be a hard ask. Vadiva's turn to get touches every time. Inside, outside, wide open for 3 is just catches nothing but string from the corner.
And that's kind of what Canada has to give up, right? If they want to try and slow down Russians' bigs. So, you wonder how many more of those do you change things up as a coach? And
there's Amir's move, as you said before, took the extra dribble, got that little bit deeper, kisses it off the glass. And wow, she's a talent. Vadiva outside the three-point line, looks underneath, will hand it off. A staggered screen, they get nothing, but they go inside again. Vadiva goes back to the inside, is fouled. And to an extent, maybe I think the referee almost anticipated a little bit, because I'm not really sure how much contact that Van Leeuwen gave Vadiva. This is the drive, though. That's an athletic move from a player with a future.
Talking about that, those who are watching, go to YouTube and Google Canada high school girl dunks. And you will see this woman last year when she was only 15. Sorry, it was this past high school year. And she literally gets a steal at the three-point line, goes in transition, takes off from around the three-point line for her layup steps, and just hammers it home. So talk about young talent that Canada has.
Well, Vadiva is 2 for 2 from the line. On top of everything else, she's just fundamentally as sound as anyone who plays this game. She sits. Russia have a 12-point lead. It's been a tremendous first quarter. Pennington will advance it. Looks to take it. Little dish for the easy 2, and another example of transition basketball. And Canada get rewarded for it again as Brown goes to 4 personal. High pick and roll, they get that staggered screen again. Foul line jump shot is no good. Defensive rebound gives Canada another chance to run. Pellington will push. If you don't stop it, she's going to look to attack it. Van Leeuwen puts it on the floor, baseline, needs to find one, does. Brown in the corner for 3 is no good. And Russia will secure it. And Safonova will get him into the half court. Sharon will just kick it back. The 3 is gone and is off. And Russia, it's very much take the 3 or throw it inside. It's, again, the confidence they must have in shooting that with their ability to rebound. They are a very, very tough ask. Defensively, as you say, it's pick your poison time.
They really are. And, I think Coach Clark is going to stick to, their original game plan right now and see if they are going to continue to make these threes. But, I mean, look at that.
Inside, outside, along 2 this time is no good. Defensive rebound is pulled in by Holly Brown, and Canada chance to get this back to a single-digit margin with 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Poor pass, but, I mean, here recovers it, and they're going to call it for the offensive foul, pass was poor. She had great position.
Yeah, you know, as a post player and then as a passer, she passed it to the side where the defense was on. She was easily open on the other, you know, her other shoulder, and it was just, yeah. See, look at that. Even a pass fake, you might have had the wing open, who could have made the entry pass as well.
Safonova, a little head fake, gets to the hoop, blows the layup. Amir's off and running, and we'll give it up. Pellington. And Lewin looks inside. Brown gets a touch. That'll be a defensive foul with easy call for the official. Hands all over the post up. And Kazuka picks up the personal. There you see the little shove. Canada out of bounds. Brown has it. Takes the mid-range two, is off. And this Russian team just rebound in packs. Three guys just go after it after a great box out. And Safonova has it in the half court. A horn set for Russia, trying to take the last shot of this quarter. Safonova will hand off. That's going to be offensive. Great stand, steps right into the lane, takes the contact. And Nikova, shoulder down, turns her head. Great defensive effort to take position, Van Leeuwen. Takes one for the team, and Canada have 5.6, more than enough time to get down the floor and get a good one.
Yeah, especially with the speed that Canada has. So you hope that they don't settle and they kind of attack here.
Pennington in the lane, stops and pops, doesn't get the roll. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Russia have been hot. They've been hot, they've been big, and they lead this with a comfortable 20-10 margin. No need to panic for Canada, because they've found ways in this first quarter where they can compete and they can challenge Russia if they keep this game stretched and in transition. But Russia at the end of one have a 20-10 advantage in the first semi-final of the Women's Under-19 Basketball World Cup. The stats are not going to be great reading for either team in terms of percentages, but what would you expect? It's a semi-final game. But Russia have the most important stat, the 20-10 lead. Big advantage for Russia on the glass, the 16-10 advantage. The one thing that would have worried Canada, one of the things is that Russia do a great job sharing the ball, only 4 assists in that first period. But both teams doing a great job taking care of the ball.
I really think if I'm Canada, I'm just looking at those 6 offensive rebounds and saying, you know, 6 offensive rebounds that led to points. So we need to clean that up to give ourselves a chance to climb back in this game.
Well, Coach Clark taking as much of this quarter break as she possibly can.
And like you said, you know, Mark, you're a coach. You coach now. You've coached at this level before. There's nothing to panic about. And I, you know, especially with younger players, you know, I'm sure that's what was talked about a lot in this timeout for Canada, saying, hey guys, you know what, we're fine. We've shown how we can score against this team. We know what we need to do on defense as well. So let's stay calm. We're all right. There's still 30 minutes. It's a lot of time. And the things that they need to fix are easy fixes, if that makes sense. Absolutely.
Well, let's see if they can make those adjustments. The other thing, they've got to get it ticking over at this end. Amira outside. She was a scary player to guard with that first step. There's a travel. And the only criticism of Canada coming out there at the start of the second quarter is very indecisive first set. And that's unusual for them, because after a timeout or a quarter break, you know they've been well coached. They're going to come out and run something and run it well. Zevalova back in the game, puts it on the floor. Baseline opens up for it, finds the open pass. The extra one for the open three is good. And that is how to exploit a defense where you break them down. Great penetration, the extra pass, and tremendous execution. Olienkova gets the three from the corner. And Lewin tries to attack the middle. Amir, they're going to space and offer it a three. Now she takes the long two and doesn't tick the scoreboard over for Canada again. A little indecision.
Yeah, that's definitely not the shot that they want Canada trying to get. You know, I talked about it before. You need to be aggressive, and you need to try and take this Russian team off the dribble.
Well, there are moments in basketball games where if it's going against you, it's going against you, and they just could not control a pretty straightforward rebound. And it's hard to rebound the air ball sometimes. You're not quite expecting it. But Zevalova, who looks a very, very good. The Ekaterinburg junior is, well, if she gets the opportunity to play there, she looks more than capable. The mid-range two is in and out, and Pennington has a chance. Watch out, she's at the races. Little penetration, foul mid-court, and they are not going to count. And just about a smart foul in transition. A dribble later, and I think we'd have had an M1 play. But Pennington's quick.
She is very fast.
She'll handle it on the sideline.
I mean, she took, you know, she was the one who came up with that rebound and just took it down the court in less than 5 seconds, and that's what Canada needs to do.
Hall with a step back three is no good, and you are one and done at the moment in terms of the offensive end for Canada. They just cannot get anything on the glass. This Russian team, as well as being big, are just boxing out.
They are, and they average 58 rebounds a game. That's an enormous amount of rebounds.
Hall has a chance to run, and Musina's even smart enough to put a body in the way. And Law moves it on. Pennington attacks it on the dribble. Great rotation. They find Brown for the open two as she towed the line. And Brown, at the moment, is just single-handedly just ticking it over for Canada. Zevalova gets into the half court. Safonova will get it to the second side. We've seen it with the three and just knocks it down.
She is so talented.
Well, Diva has all the plaudits, but how good is she?
You know, we've seen Musina hit threes. We've seen her take it from the three-point line to her offhand, her left hand, for a nice little layup in the key. We've seen her make jump shots with her right hand. Is there anything she can't do offensively?
Oh, absolutely. Malone steps back, tries to take it. Great help. That's just great preparation by the Russian. Defensively, they know where the help's coming from. They rotate tremendously, and everything for Canada at the moment is a trial. Zevalova outside will hold and then look inside. Kolienko moves it on. Stefanova stops and pops. And Russia all over the glass. Zevalova will hand it off. Wow, the kick. Stefanova buried the three. Canada have to take the timeout because that, as good as they were at the start of the first quarter, Russia have just put on a tremendous exhibition at the start of this second. Inside, outside, the penetration, the kick. And with your feet set, Stefanova's going to bury the three. And this Russian team is looking absolutely top quality, inside, outside. However good we think Musina is, the whole team has come to play.
Absolutely. A lot of it starts with Musina. You know, it's Canada is so worried about her and Bediva, but Musina, really everything is going through her. She's penetrating, she's kicking, she's a recipient of, you know, end of shot clock passes, and they already have 6 threes. They haven't even averaged 6 threes a game in this tournament. So that's a little, you know, if I'm Canada and I'm Coach Clark, I'm going, okay, you know, can they keep this up, one, or what do we have to do? Because we have to change something up, because right now, you know, they're 6 for 11.
And it's a dilemma, and if you're in that situation, you've already decided that's what you're going to pick in terms of what they want to do. And there comes a point where do you change it or do you stay with it? Because at the end of the day, if she comes away from it, that just leaves you with Bediva and Musina around the ring one-on-one. And it's a very, very difficult, but that's what this level's all about. It's as much as coaches trying to adjust and live at this level and players having to execute. But there's still an eternity left in the game. If you play numbers, you play stats, there's no way they're going to shoot 60% from the three-point line on the game.
No.
I might rue that statement, but...
You know, they're not the Golden State Warriors, let's say that.
Jerome has it on the three-point line. Hall will attack it, but again, she has to go over the defense and take a tough one. Messina's just accumulating positive stats. Zavialova. They go high-low. Great pass, great entry. Come up short on the jump hook as Pellington will push. Drive lane wide open. Takes the tough one, though. Great work by Brown. Is fouled as she goes back up. She'll go to the free throw line. And Pellington's got to do a little bit of a better job protecting it, but great push by Canada, and Brown again coming up with a positive stat.
And you know, it's a good job by Brown kind of staying with it, and because a lot of times maybe the post players trailing a sort of a fast break attack sort of slow down, assuming that maybe she thought Pellington was going to score, but you know, she stuck with it. And right now Canada's not shooting great, so guess what, you have to give yourself second chances, and you do that by offensive rebounding.
And their free throw woes still continue. Another 1 from 2. Safonova, great hands by Pellington. Vadiva rescues it, puts it on the floor. Well, they stayed one-on-one for most of that play, and Brown did a really nice job. Messina then replaces Vadiva in the post, goes with a reverse layup. Oh, check that one for the highlight, because she was all over the place and just manufactured a great finish.
And you know, that you're looking at Jerome and you're saying that was pretty good defense.
Yeah.
There's not much more you can do there.
Brown, they offer it a baseline. She has to come back, takes the tough one with the left hand, doesn't get the roll. And Messina just comes up with another stat and now brings it. And Zavialova, who must love being the point guard on this team.
He gets past some pretty good scorers, let's put it that way.
Yeah, your assist numbers are going to be great. Now they're inside, outside. Zavialova gets it back, he's short. And Vadiva just hunts it down and comes up with another positive stat for Russia. The horn set, they're going to hand off. Seen her in the lane, looks to kick. Zavialova just about gets a hand on it, but Safonova will sit. Is this the reverse layup we're going to replay off here? Just hours and hours and hours of just finishing around the ring enable her to do that. And outside, puts it on the floor, goes with the left hand, looks to spin back. Has to take a tough one. When we get a moment, we have to pick this up. It's one pass and penetrate. They haven't moved the defense.
They really haven't, you know, and let's give credit to Russia's game plan as well, though, and their defense. You know, we keep talking about their offense, but they've held Canada at only 13 points so far. So do I think Canada is not necessarily playing the kind of offense that they want to play? Absolutely, but it's also because of Russians' defense and Russians' size.
But if you can't move that size, if you don't move it, you're going to be going through it. You can't go around it. They're good enough. You've just got to move it to create a little bit more advantage. Vadiva sets out for three. She knocks it down. Well, this is like saying you're offering a three, we'll take the three. And their numbers from the three-point line are just scary.
And, you know, Vadiva hasn't even attempted a three this tournament. So you know she's feeling good and comfortable right now.
Hall can't get it to drop. And Messina just says, you may have two hands on that, but you're not going to own that. I'm going to get it and bring it. Here she is in the half court. Now, that's a pick and roll that's you could die for as a coach, those two together. The three is gone. It's good. Wow. Russia are putting on a demonstration from the three-point line. That was everybody. There's no way you can criticize the defense on that play. They were just all over, and she just buried it in the half court. Koenig will move it on, gets it back, feet set to answer with 3 of her own. It's no good. And maybe we should just push replay on. Rusina gets another rebound. She has it outside, looks underneath. It's just a great exhibition at the moment by Russia. Over goes inside, they try to float one. Brown does a great job, reads the play. Hall in transition. Nowhere to go though. Jerome inside early, they can't go there, now they'll go. To the far side of the ring, nice reverse layup for 2. And the ball didn't stick, it continually moved the defense, and they get the 2.
You know, we've seen it a lot in this game, unfortunately, already. One pass to a tough shot, and that's not how Canada's going to score. Right there, we saw them share the ball, had good position, got it in, and you got it 2 points.
Substitutions will come off the Canadian bench. And they just have to stay with this and try and chip away at this lead. They trail 22. There's still a half and a bit of basketball to go. And however good we think Russia are, they can't be this good for the whole game. If they are, they're all bets are off for this competition if they're as good as they've been in this first half. They've been absolutely phenomenal.
I mean, 8 of 13 from 3. Of course, if you're Canada, you're going to be down right now looking at that stat. But like you said, there's still a lot of time left, and especially at this level, I think the game can change very quickly. Not so much at the senior level, but more at this level. So, you know, stick around. This Canada team isn't going anywhere. Let's put it that way.
Well, great pass with tremendous rotation, and Rusina again now gets a block and comes up with another stat.
She already has a double-double. The game's just so easy for her.
Fadiva just played in the post like the veteran player she is, if you can be a veteran at 19. And Mogamin was just scored a little bit, tried to play her physically, but yeah, give me some contact, I'm just going to go past you. And that's exactly what she did. Used the contact, gets to the middle. Russia on the end line. 14-second reset. 7 over for 3 is long. Defensive rebound, Jerome has it. Chance in transition for Canada. They have to take opportunity in transition here. Coney comes off the screen, tries to turn the corner, settles for the 3. Is way short. I don't read the script that says we're going to come off of the screen and take a tough 3 to get back in the game.
You know, and let's talk about Koenig, though, because this is a woman who has gone 10 of 15 in this tournament from three-point line in one game. Not all the games combined. I mean, this was one game. So, you know, she is obviously very capable of that shot. And, you know, as a let's say, a leader of this team, you know, she does have a year of university experience under her belt as well. I think she's trying to get something going. But then that happens.
Kulichuk had no right to take the shot. But they're in a place now. Russia are in a place where they are very confident. Hall tries to answer with a 3 and goes looking for a 3. Russia is just taking what they've got and giving and just knocking shots down.
Exactly. I think that's a big difference, what you said right there. Russia are taking what is being given to them, and Canada is having to force their shots, really.
Russia in the half court. They go inside again, but even with a little hook, finds herself on the floor, can't complete. I mean, in transition, nice pass. Tough finish, though. And Amir gets the rebound, goes up, gets the 2. They'll take anything. They've just got to keep chipping away. Russia will take a timeout with 39.6 to go in the half. And you'd like to see Canada come out of this, try something in these last 30 seconds, maybe get a little momentum going into the half. And who knows, this game is, as you say, a game of runs.
You know, there's 40 seconds. All right, so they only have, you know, you have a foul to give. I would say, you know, get up, press. Let's try go for a steal. Let's try go for an early steal to an easy, quick basket for us, and then do it again.
Yeah. If you could get that quick steal and 2, and another, yeah, and all of a sudden, okay, there's never a great 20-point margin. If there is such a thing as a great 20-point margin, it's where you've just come up with 2 quick steals to get yourself going.
A little bit of momentum going into the halftime, knowing, and you know, maybe just some nice plays to let them know that, okay, you know what, we can play better. We're playing bad right now. We're all right. We can do those kind of things. We can come up with steals. We can get easy baskets. And you think about that going into halftime.
Well, I think the interesting thing for anyone watching this game, because obviously we've only started covering these the games at the semi-final stage, is that Canada have been a strong team throughout this competition so far. They've won some tough games, which is, I think, is always good when you get into knockout stages. If you've had some tough ones as part of the competition, and Russia have looked good, but this is a different level. This Russian team in this first half has put a performance on the floor that is exceptional, is an understatement. They've just been very, very good. Canada is good, and then they're 24 points down. Yeah,
honestly, this Russian team and what we have seen in this first half, you know, you and I had the opportunity. We were out at Eurobasket in the Czech Republic. This Russian team is almost playing better than the senior Russian team that was there and, you know, had an early exit from that tournament.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding.
You know, let's put it into perspective how well this Russian team have played this first half. They could be competing at Eurobasket women.
Oh, absolutely. Fedeva in the inside. Oh, what a little move with a drop step for 2. Well, there's a coaching manual. She's just shown you it of how to play in the post. Great little spin with a beautiful drop step. And Hall will advance it now for Canada with looking to take the last shot at the half. I mean, it doesn't quite get the play, still doesn't quite get it, but wants it. He's got to put it up. 2 on the clock, goes with the right hand, is no good. And that'll do it for the half. And unfortunately, the last play almost summed up the last 2 plays. Russia very ruthless and efficient, and Canada's just a little indecisive on that last play.
I mean,
but this is the move.
This is from an 18-year-old. But you know what? If I'm Canada, I know Fedeva's left-handed, sorry. So you know what? Even if she does catch the ball there, cut off her her right shoulder, because you know she's going that direction. So you got to cut it off. You got to make her go to her right. And if she scores with her right, fine. But don't give her something easy.
Well, those stats, if you'd have said that Russia were going to have a 25 and a 64% shooting percentage, you would not have had it that way around.
No, you wouldn't.
31 rebounds in that first half. It's just...
That's an enormous rebound, and 9 offensive rebounds. Do you know how many extra chances they get to score? Turnovers are pretty good, to be honest. You know, if I'm Canada, I'm saying, okay, you know what, we're not turning the ball over, so then what are we doing? Because we're clearly not scoring either.
Well, Messina's going to be all over, as you said, a double-double in the first half. And while Fedeva is, we all know about her, Messina is at that level. She's put on a tremendous demonstration in that first half. And as I said in commentary, you'd love to be the point. How would you like to be the point guard on this with this team? It's your life is so easy.
It's so incredibly easy. And you know what? We're seeing it, because we're seeing the point guards and the guards also step up for Russia and knock down shots, because Canada is so worried about the inside game of Russia. So, you know, that was the opening play of the game. It was a nice little layup by the guard. So having those 2 posts, Messina and Fedeva, on your team makes your life easy. Let's put it that way.
Well, these highlights will show you how good Messina is as she takes it down the middle on her left hand. It's we ran out of superlatives in that first half, because if you look at their shooting charts, it's either beyond the 3-point line or it's in the keyway. It's one of those things that coaches love, and they're able to do it because they've got so much dominance on the inside and they've got so much of a reaction from the defense. That's been a great first half. We're going to leave you with these highlights. We'll take a break. We'll be back in around 10 minutes to see if Canada can get some momentum in the third. They've got to get some momentum in the third quarter and see if they can get into this scenario and get Russia thinking, because at the moment Russia are just not even having to think. They're very relaxed and are coming up with a great performance. So we'll see in about 10 minutes for the second half. Well, welcome back to Udine in the halftime break. Both players back out on the floor. And I don't think it's an overstatement to say we've probably just seen the best half of under-19 basketball I may have ever seen. In every aspect, the Russians, defensively, offensively, just have put on a clinic. And I don't think there's any team in this competition, including the other two semi-finalists, that would not have been in a bit of a hole against a Russian team playing that well.
Yeah, you know, this Russian team is not playing like a 19-year-old and under team. That's for sure. And it really, it starts with their post players, but guess what? It's their guards who have kind of ignited them. And, you know, Canada's game plan was to double and give Russia the three. They only averaged 5.8 makes a game in this tournament, and they already have 9 made threes out of 14. So Canada has a lot of crawling back to do, but like we mentioned earlier, especially at this level, Russia could go cold. They could go very cold. Canada needs to figure out a way to score. They need to figure out a way to get easy baskets, and you know they have 10 points inside the key out of 17, so that's clearly what they need to go and attack and do more. And we've seen Canada to get easy baskets, but then they all of a sudden go away from it every now and then and throw up a tough one, and they don't make this large Russian team move, like you said. And against a team who has size, especially in the key, you got to move the ball. So you got to have them closing out and having to play, you know, help defense to a closeout. So it's not over by any means. Let's put it that way. And Canada has nothing to lose. Right now, they have nothing to lose.
Well, the other factor about having nothing to lose is that even if they lose today, which, you know, a lot of people would, you know, it's going to be hard for them to get back and win this, they've got a medal to play for tomorrow. So they can't have a game where they finish negatively. They've got to find a way to get something out of this. So I think it's quarter by quarter. Try and win the third quarter, even if you win it by 1. Get something positive on the board. Absolutely. I just think they've got to give it. They've got to give it up for each other a little bit. They've got to set some screens for each other. Do something to help each other find an advantage.
Yeah.
If they can get that going, but it's got to start at this end. At the start of the third quarter, it's got to start at the defensive end for Canada. If Russia go cold, it won't mean a thing unless Canada just take care of business on the glass. So it's a tough ask, but. I can't imagine there'll be anyone in that Canadian locker room talking about anything apart from how they're going to approach the next quarter, and there's nothing they do about the first half. Try and build some momentum in this third period, and we're underway. We've seen it gets a touch straight away. There's a surprise. But Diva will reverse it. They get to the second side really quickly. They go high-low, but Diva just gets down low, goes to the turnaround. Tough. Just a tough play from a tough player. She goes to 11 points personal.
Again, though, you know, if I'm Canada and if I'm Haley Brown, I know she's going right shoulder to her left hand. So you got to cut off the right shoulder. Just make her go somewhere else.
Sheena now just adds a block to her
She's
stat
like, you
line.
know what, I just feel like doing everything today.
And then she brings
the ball up the court. I mean, she's listed as a power forward, and really her talent and her abilities and her smarts. She's also a very smart player. She's a point guard. She does everything for them.
Well, whatever the phrase is about being a point post, she sums it up. And great decision by Victoria Churan from the perimeter. Gets the fake, gets a little contact, puts it on the floor. The Russian clinic continues. Churan gets it outside, lines it up, moves it on. Sevialova goes to Vadeeva at the post, doesn't get it. And
you know what? You're going to have to give Vadeeva that kind of a shot.
Yeah.
If she makes it, and she's very capable of making it. We saw her hit a 3 already in this game. But it's something you have to give her instead of letting her catch the ball in the key.
Oh, nice little move by Jerome, and then she blows. She did so well to create the shot, the angle, and then blew the layup. Vadeeva looks high-low. Great pass. Messina on the trowel is fouled. And they're not playing like you said this in the first half. They are not playing like an under-19 basketball team here. Messina just carried on, recognized that she had a ridiculous mismatch and advantage, and Vadeeva read it and just threw it there. They get the foul. The tough mid-range jump shot, almost the one stat they don't do well at, and they get the offensive rebound. Yelova puts it up for 3, knocks it down. So they outwork the Canadians on the glass, move the basketball, open three, knock it down. They lead 48-17. This is a semi-final of a World Cup, and they are putting on a clinic. Pick and pop action. Kone gets a feet set, offensive foul. And as we said in the first half, if it's not going your way on the day, Kone comes off the screen, buries the three, and the whistle's taking the three away.
You know, right now there is just nothing really going well for Canada, to be honest. And like I said, they really, at this point, they have nothing to lose. And guess what? You said it. They're still playing for a medal, no matter what happens here today. They're still playing for a medal. So you want to feel good going into the game tomorrow, win or loss today. So you want to know that you got to work on things. You got to get better, and you got to get better in the second half for them to have some confidence going into tomorrow.
Well, Messina is human. With 7:57 to go in the third, she actually turns the ball over with the travel. Hall will advance it into the half court. And Hall is a very decent guard. Just can't get her own offense going. Someone on this Canadian team has to get it going. A defensive rebound as Zavialova will bring it down. Looks to give it up. Vadiva relieves the pressure. Lighthouse down the middle of the floor. Moves it on. Shuren outside. Zavialova just gets underneath the screen, gets an angle. Stops, pops, is way short. Good effort by Hall. She corrals it to Pennington in transition. Moves it on. Koleg looks inside, moves it on. Hall lines up the three.
And you know, keep in mind, Koenig herself could actually bring the game back.
Yeah.
But I mean, she hasn't even had good looks at the basket. So that has to say something about Russia's defense. I mean, they're doing a great job on both ends of the court.
Got a whistle as Pennington. And then Canada trying to pick up the defensive intensity at the start of this third period. Are already in the penalty. That's their fourth team foul. There's no point in them saying, oh, we're in 14 fouls, we'll take it off a little bit. They have got to keep trying to push. They've got to keep trying to work their way back into this. Diva in the post. Goes to work with the right hand, doesn't get the drop. But that's the point you're making. Make her use the weaker hand.
Oh, nice pass.
Amira under the basket is going to draw contact. I suppose he had to make the call, because if he didn't make the call, she probably traveled. So just a little bit of contact as they look long. Yeah, hands.
She had two hands on it. Maybe she didn't quite push her that hard, but... And this is what I think Canada, I said at the beginning of the game, I think Canada has more athleticism, and they need to look for that semi-transition, and they're not doing that. But give credit to Russia. They know they're not as athletic. Guess what? They're having three people get back, you know, because they only need to send Messina and Vadiva to the offensive boards. Everyone else is back, so they're slowing Canada's transition options down.
Sure moves it on. Kirillova. Kirillova puts it on the floor, takes the screen. Steps through with a little teardrop for two. It's the full range of offensive talent. We get a little Navarro-like teardrop on the little floater. Here's Pennington, 50-17. I did not see a 50-17 scoreline here, because this Canadian team is a good team. They're
a very, very good team, and you know, those watching Canada for the first time, it is not going well for them. Do not think that this is how they play and how they have been playing all tournament, because give credit to Russia. Russia has taken Canada out of their game, but Canada is a lot better than this. They really are.
Well, I think that's the testimony to how good Russia have been. They're a good team, being really struggling to make anything happen. Koenig will get it off a little pick and pop outside the three-point line. Safanova putting her under a lot of pressure. Koenig gets a feet set for three. She's having to work so hard just to get a look. Brown comes up with the offensive rebound, needs a pass, a little back cut. And they're having to make plays to get anything. Jerome gets the two. 5 points personal for Alisa Jerome. Savinova outside the three-point line. Musina is fouled as she tries to get to the middle. There are certain players in this game that when you're guarding them, it's like they can do anything. So you have to decide what you're going to offer them. Otherwise, they're going to beat you however they want.
You really do, and you know, we see one of them right now at the line, and you know, maybe that's what you do. You play a little bit more aggressive with her. I mean, she's shooting 81% in this tournament from the free throw line, so she's not really the person you want on the line either, but you have to try and make it uncomfortable for her. And if that means you foul every now and then, you foul, because she will turn the ball over, you know, especially, I would say, you know, Eastern European teams, they don't really like pressure. They don't really like contact a lot. And I don't think this Russian team is an exception to that you know, theory. So I think Canada needs to put a little bit of pressure and be a little bit more aggressive, especially against Vadeeva and Musina.
Well, Musina's sitting down, so there's a little respite. Here's Pennington outside the three-point line. Will attack it to the middle. A little hesitation. Stops in the lane, tries to get it to Brown. And Brown was triple-teamed by the time Pennington tried to hand it over to her. Pennington had a little six-footer. Take the shot. But that's what it does to you. Makes you second-guess yourself.
And they are so tall. They really are. She did have that shot, though, and I think she needs to be aggressive. And you've seen her. Teams are kind of going under screens, which means she's not a great shooter. And that's something that, you know, she is so fast, so they're sort of, you know, they're staying off, trying to not let her go to the... I mean, that's what you need.
And that was the same play and a tougher shot. I mean, she took a tougher one and gets it to drop. Because the defense hasn't been set, she goes to the free throw line. And chance to get it back to a 30-point game. And why I'm saying it like that, it's just I'm shocked that it's a 30-point game in the fact that I don't think it's because Canada have been poor, it's because Russia have been just different class here. Pennington to make it a 30-point game, which she does. And this is where they can build some momentum.
And I like this. I like this pressure as well.
Right. Takes a while off the clock, but they settle for the quick three. Amir just flies to get the rebound. They're going to call that a jump. Diva just picks herself up. Wanders back on defense. Just another play and another day at the office.
And you wonder, you know, I talked at the beginning of the game, I do think this Russian team just has more experience in bigger games because of the youth systems that are in place in European basketball, as well as, you know, they play professionally. They've been playing professionally since they were 16. And, you know, it's not comparable to the high school level, the AAU circuit in the U.S. and things like that. So I do think they have more experience, and maybe that's what we're also seeing. Maybe Canada is a little tight because this isn't the Canadian team we've seen all tournament.
No.
They are not playing the same, and a lot of that is because Russia is so good. But maybe they are nervous. Maybe they just are not used to this big-time game.
Brown in the post, off the glass, doesn't get the two to drop. The ball will move over to Russia. And again, the ball is in the right place. There's no Musina guarding it, so you'd think you've got to do a better job than that. Coney gets a cheap one off the steal. Pennington just takes a poor one. Amir's after it. Great work, great hustle, great effort. But a held ball, and it will belong to Russia.
You know, we've all of a sudden seen Canada pick up their intensity and their effort, and I don't know why it has taken them, you know, 26 minutes, you know, 25, because really it only started a couple minutes ago as well. I kind of thought they were going to come out in this third quarter and just be aggressive. You know, every loose ball, every ball on the ground, when you're down by 30 points, you need to get on it. And you know what? To win at this level, I don't care if you're down or not. If you want to win at this level, actually every loose ball, you have to be the one who wants it more than your opposing team. So I'm a little surprised that I didn't see that from the get-go from Canada.
General move it. I think we're going to get a foul called. Sometimes I worry if a if one of your teammates as a crew of officials makes a call from the far side of the floor when it's right in front of you, it looks a little bit of half, 6 of one and half a dozen of another, really. Pennington's just in the lane.
You know, we saw the replay. Technically, she did kind of have her arm wrapped around her. You know, as a player, I maybe do not necessarily agree with all the referees' calls. I'm sure you can say the same too, Mark, as a coach.
We have the benefit of sitting here with a replay as well. But
yeah, exactly. It's amazing how much you see when you see a replay, or you know, slowed the frame down a little bit. But that being said, they're not perfect either, just like no players are perfect. No. And the thing is, what you have to keep in mind too is, not necessarily at this level, but at the senior level, players are sneaky. And what I mean by sneaky is they know how to get away with stuff. And they know how to hold when the refs aren't looking. So it's a tough job that the refs have, trust me.
Oh, no, it's absolutely, it's amazing the amount of stuff they get right when you look at it in slow-mos as well, when in the first look from out, wherever we're sitting. You might call it the other way. But, I mean, here on the free throw line, misses the first. Well, the one stat that the Canadians are following through on is their free throw percentages. Currently at 60, which is now dipped. Here's Safanova will advance the basketball.
That is an improvement from their overall tournament free throw percentage, which.
Oh. Watch out! Watch out! Hey, you gotta love the fact she went for it, though. You love the kid for going for it.
I mean, I'm not sure Coach Carly Clark is necessarily saying that, but I was about to stand up and cheer, even if it was a 30-point.
It's a 30-point game. Why, if you're not going to go for it, then when are you going to go?
You know, if I was her teammate, I would also have told her dunk it.
Yeah, exactly.
While she was running in that transition. So, and you know what? She almost had it. I think the
Absolutely.
ball just fell out of her hands, slipped out of her hands.
Whistle on the play as Sarah Donovan draws contact.
We see Haley Brown coming back in, and I wouldn't be surprised if she does take out, yes.
Yeah, but that's fine too.
And you know what? It's also a learning experience as well. Let's put it this way: if she had dunked and made that,
she'd have still taken her out.
She would have been on. She would have, and she would have been on the highlight reel for years to come. So
Donovan makes the first. And Donovan goes 2 for 2. It's a shame for Canada. Donovan hasn't shot free throws before because she looks like she's got a good stroke. Safanova will get the ball screen. We've seen the dives to the block once, doesn't get because the help comes over. That opens up the three. And they are beginning to shoot a more realistic percentage. They've only scored they only have 11 points on this period, Russia, which is more in line with where you'd think they'd be, because their three-point shooting has started to get back into mere mortal territory. Donovan outside will make the back cut. Ipok turns down the ball screen, breaks the defense down, goes with the right hand, gets a block, and Russia are off and running. Sean will Safanova a chance to get him into the half court. Same ball screen action. Messina goes to the post, doesn't get a touch. Ball's knocked away, but that'll send Messina to the free throw line. Has picked up her third foul. She still hasn't missed three throws. She makes her fourth one of the game. Hasn't missed a three-pointer, hasn't missed a free throw. She's so poor from the two-point range, though. She's only 3 from 8.
Oh.
What is she doing? What is she doing out there? 14 rebounds, 3 assists. She had a couple of block shots to throw in there as well. And she stays at 100% from the free throw line.
27 efficiency, and she still has another quarter left to play. I mean, she must be a coach's dream.
Oh, God. Ball's knocked away. Belongs to Russia.
And, you know, we talked about Canada coming into this game, and they hadn't lost a game. But they did have a couple of close games that they, you know, kind of had to fight to get the win. So I think that also shows you how good this Russian team is. I mean, it's not as though Canada breezed through this tournament. They had to play well, and they had to play well at the end of games to win. And Russia has just taken them apart.
Yep. While Musina gets blocked on that play, Jerome gets the positive stat. Maskovic picks up the personal, her first stat of the game, not the one you want, but
and you know, you talked earlier, you said when things aren't going well, they're not going well. But I mean, there's no one on Canada who's been able to come in and give them a spark.
Absolutely.
It's just, things are just not. It's one of those games, and as a player, you look at it and you said, why did we have to play this bad on this day? You know, I would have rather lost or played like this, you know, during the group phase.
Yep.
And that's sport for you, though.
Absolutely. Kodienko misses the three. And the scoring at both ends is almost dried up. This is the last 20 seconds of the third period. Maskovic outside. It's very static. It's become a little slow here for Canada in the half court. One puts on floor, go on baseline. Tough shot is blocked. And they're not going to get it away. And so underline the issue, it's a 24-second violation. And the ball never got reversed. And it was a little slow.
And, you know, you saw them set, you know, sort of that back screen for the post and pop. But honestly, I didn't see any hard screens happening. No wonder no one was open. It stayed on the one side of the court, like you said. You know, I know they were looking for something, but they need to play with more passion. They need to play with more aggressivity on both ends of the court. They need to move the ball.
Well, there, confirmation of the third quarter. Well, the scoring slowed down, but it's a 56-24 point margin. You know, Canada came into this one of the highest scoring teams in the competition. Have been kept to 24 points. Well, we said the stats, it's cooled down from the three-point line, still 55%.
They're shooting 90% from free throw line. I mean, and look at that, 43 rebounds.
But only 2 offensive rebounds in this quarter, so the whole tempo has slowed, but Russia still have a very commanding lead, 56-24 at the end of 3. Well, the Senior World Championships for women in Spain next September. That's something that every basketball fan should have on their calendar. Meanwhile, back here in Udine, the under-19 semi-final. The first one is at the end of the third quarter, and Russia have, well, they've made a number of statements in this competition so far, but they've made a huge one so far in this game. They lead this 56-24. And while the game is never over until it is over, I think Canada here have got to get some positives, not necessarily about getting back in the game, but giving themselves a chance at a bronze medal, which is still a phenomenal achievement. And here's Hall at the start of the fourth. She really needs to get some offense going. Still 0 for from the field. The neutrals in the crowd trying to get Canada going, as well as a very strong Canadian contingent in the bleachers.
Yeah.
Brown is off with a long 2.
There's a lot of family and friends out for Canada here, and you know, it's not a bad place to come for your summer vacation.
No.
Let's put it that way.
Well, Russia no let up at all. They go back with a lineup that started the game. They look high-low. Vadiva makes space, but gets a little help from Jerome, who really was good getting across. Musina can't get it to drop. But gives it up. Poor pass. Hall will get it into the half court. And Lewin, Hall just keeps going back the same way. Here's Hall, stops, fires the long 2. And she will want this game to just go away. For a player of her quality, just can't get it going.
Yeah, she's not the only Canadian
I know.
who hasn't, but I know what you mean. And it's kind of one of those games where, you know, we keep talking about, guess what? They have a chance to be on the podium, and they've never been on the podium before. So you need to go into tomorrow feeling good. So at least buckle down for this last quarter, you know, 8.5 minutes left. And also, at the end of the day, you need to be able to turn around and say, you know what, that game's over. Let's put it behind us. Completely put it behind us, and let's prepare for our game tomorrow.
Well, Messina goes 3 from 3 now from the 3-point line. Others were missing 3, so why not? She thinks that she's got to tick it over again. Valor with the long 3 is no good. And Vadiva just owns the glass. In transition. The 3 is gone, is in and out. Great work on the glass. Vadiva comes up with the offensive rebound. And Zavialova will get it into the half court. Goes a little behind the back. Kulichuk is short. And Canada Hall will look to reverse it. Open 3 on the end of the break. And there is a lid on that hoop. Now Musina leaks out for 2 and blows a layup. She should never be allowed to shoot a 2-point shot.
But, you know, she was disappointed. She missed her layup, but she stayed with it. And now, yeah, she has a chance for 2 points at the free throw line, where she has been exceptionally good tonight.
That's just the whole. There's a whole package that, even in that situation, at this stage of the game, she reads it and just leaks out. Russia will have the end line possession. 7:22 to go in the game. Musina will be the primary option. She gets it again. Gets the back screen on the inside for 2.
She is so incredibly talented. And, you know, that was a great pass. That was a great play, a great out-of-bounds play for Russia. You have to give a lot of credit to the program and the coach and just the development of these players.
Pennington on a tough turnaround, gets it to drop. Looking for positives, looking to finish this game, getting ready for tomorrow. And Russia are in the same boat, though. Russia are going to need, they can't take the foot off the pedal because they're going to try and win a gold medal tomorrow. Musina puts it on the floor, her left hand, gets to the far side of the ring, and on the floor she gets a rebound, but then she gets a turnover too. Pennington in transition.
It's as though her hands are magnets and the ball is...
Wide open 3 is no good as Torres has a go. Musina sits probably for the whole, that'll be it for the game for her. And that, Musina's just had a tremendous game. Nearly 27 minutes of action with 22 points, an efficiency rating of 32.
It's not a bad night in the office, eh?
Not at all. Zavialova gets it up in transition. Kremar is just seeing some action for the first time in the game, moves it on. Vadiva from the elbow.
you have to think both these coaches right now are thinking about tomorrow, and you're thinking about resting some of your players who are going to be playing big minutes tomorrow. And Russia's moving on, let's be honest, and they're going to be going for this gold medal. And then you expect Canada to do the same. They're going to be really disappointed with their performance and how they came out today. So I think we're going to see a very different Canada team. And those of you who are just checking in the games now, this is not the Canada team that we have seen all tournament. And they're going to play better tomorrow, plain and simple.
FIBA just would not be denied.
I think she was just trying to pad her stats there.
Yeah, she's definitely padded her rebound stats. That's 3 rebounds. And was 1 on 3 on the glass, but just looked like she is more than capable of dealing with those numbers. Pennington, little hesitation, nowhere to go. Koenig has it, but Koenig's got to move a little better than that. If she'd have moved in the right place, she'd have had a catch and shoot opportunity. And 2 Russians take it off each other. The net effect is that Bogomin gets the easy 2. Under 5 to go in the game. And Kramer will Russia over in the half court. Chance, easy 2. Little right hand layup is good. And Torres, as you say, Coach Clark goes deep to the bench. And Torres, having missed the 3, comes up with a steal, gets the 2. FIBA outside the 3-point line, looks at the back door. Extra pile, they take the mid-range 2. FIBA is going to be called for the foul. Or is she? Nope, they're going to call it. They're going to call it on Torres, or...
Quite sure about that call, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think she had full possession of the ball, even on the ground. Here we go.
Definitely looked like a FIBA foul, who was definitely outside her space.
Yeah. Then again,
the
refs aren't going to make every call correct.
and when you're a 19-year-old veteran who, you almost earn those calls. It doesn't matter who you are. Pleskovic comes off the bench, the 18-year-old. And the 175 guard knocks down the 2, has a nice looking stroke. Then again, you could say that about every single member of this Russian team. Under 4 to go in the game. It's been a privilege to watch this performance by Russia. The second half, they've just been professional. The long 2 doesn't look like it was going to drop from Epoch, and Russia just trying to time and possession manage this game. Pleskovic will move it on. Mid-range 2 is no good. If you're watching this Russian team play them hard on the 3-point line, play them hard on the inside. They can take, they are, like a lot of teams, poor off the dribble in that mid-range area. Nice stroke for Torres, who says, Coach, you should have played me a lot more than this. As she goes on to 5 personal. Or 4 personal, I think. Yep, 4. Pleskovic outside the 3-point line as Russia try and use the clock. They've got a hold away from the basketball.
And we have 10 players on the court right now who don't have big minutes in the rest of this tournament, but this is also a really great opportunity for them to show their coaches their ability. And maybe how you perform in this last quarter here, in this last few minutes, is also going to affect if you're going to get a little bit of playing time tomorrow as well, or for the future. Or, like we were here a little earlier and I was walking around saying, wow, there's so many U.S. coaches from universities here. And especially for the Canadians, that's where we go after high school, to the U.S. typically. So it gives you an opportunity for them to showcase their talents.
Torres definitely believes she's a 3-point shooter. That's wide open. She has to take it, but can't get it to drop. Donovan will try to go to the baseline. Takes a tough runner, gets the roll. Nice penetration. Sarah Donovan, one of those players looking to maybe impress and go to college. Pleskovic will move it on. Rama goes up off the glass, doesn't get anything. Defensive rebound finally falls into the hands of Maskovic. Last minute and a half of the first semi-final of the Under-19 Women's World Cup. And Canada trying to finish on a positive. Torres again, mid-range two is no good. Offensive rebound is put back by Van Leeuwen.
And you know, there's not a ton of positives that Canada is going to be able to take out from this game. So I really think it's just, coach is going to have to do a good job of moving on, and moving on really fast, because they have an incredibly important game tomorrow. They have a chance to medal at a World Championships, which Canada has never done before. So you got to move on. You got to, you know, this is why teams travel with sports psychologists. This is why coaches understand that aspect of the game, the mental part. And, you know, if I'm Russia, I'm feeling really confident with how I came out and how I played today.
Well, they've just been, well, first half in particular, they were a joy to watch. There was, so as good a half of Under-19 basketball, I think, as I've seen. They were just tremendous. Ipok outside, thinks about the three, looks to attack it, wraps it. On the inside, goes with the left hand, takes the tough one, out one. Bogomin, you know, the 189 center, already at university in Canada, but still looks like she has some filling out to do, strength-wise. Can she make the one? Caught the ball nice and deep.
She did. She had great position, just strong to the basket with her offhand.
Yeah. Looks decent from the free throw line. And last 30 seconds, semi-final one. Sloliar has it out top, has a look at the horn, set, will take the horn, doesn't try to turn the corner, will reverse it. 5 on the possession, they go inside and cannot get the drop. And Canada should have the last shot of this semi-final. Wide open from the three-point line. They attack the closeout. Little step through off the glass is good. And Donovan picks up 2 more. And that'll be the last scoring action. And Russia will advance to the gold medal game with one of the most impressive performances you could hope to see of Under-19 basketball. Damage done in the first half. Canada played with a lot of pride in that second half, but Russia with a 65-41 dominant performance, largely built on that first half exhibition. And they will advance to the gold medal game. Canada will advance to the bronze medal game. There are the stats. And everything cooled down a little.
A little. I mean, you know, they still shot 50% from 3. 58 rebounds. 19
offensive rebounds.
And you know what? That's what they've been averaging in this tournament, though. So Canada knew this all along, and this is how good they were. I think Canada's an incredibly good team. I think they're a smart team. I think they're very well coached, and they still couldn't take away those things because Russia just does them so well, and they're so talented.
Well, Messina leads in 4 of 6 statics categories, has a massive double-double. And Coach Kovalev, I think, realizes he's obviously got 2 stars of the game.
For a long time to come,
yeah.
Let's put it that way. These 2 women and how talented, young women, and how talented they are, they're going to be around for a very, very long time.
Well, it's been a privilege. That first half was a privilege to cover. They were just superb in that first period. In the second half, they just did what they had to do. They advanced to the final game, and they would advance with a lot of confidence. Canada have still got a medal to play for. We'll bring you both those games tomorrow. We've still got the second semi-final to go. Any of those 2 teams, obviously they're thinking about their own semi-final, but when you sit down and scout that Russian performance, it's hard to know where to start. It's hard to know what you're going to let them have or not let them have if they play with that much confidence.
Absolutely. You know, you saw the U.S. coaches here the entire game watching and scouting, and what do you do? What do you take away? You say, oh, okay, you know, we're going to stop their powerful post players, but look what they showed that they can do tonight when you try and do that. So this Russian team, no matter who they play, whether it's the U.S. or Japan, they're dangerous. They're very, very dangerous.
Well, they have real quality from the outside. They have great strength on the inside. They're going to be a handful for anybody. You're going to see that little back cut, beautiful pass, beautiful execution, great finish. And they look like a team that enjoys playing with each other, and they look like a team that actually enjoys having the superstars on the team. Sometimes that's not always an easy thing for a team to accept, but they were literally just a joy to watch in that game. Well, they advance to the final. Canada will play for the bronze medal. Let's find out later which team will play which in the gold and the bronze medal games. But for now, from Udine, from Shona Thorburn and Mark Clark, it's goodbye for now. We'll see you shortly for semi-final number 2.